Guys and girls, it's Noah time!
Alright guys, so today is probably the most challenging part of transformation, and it's called absolute values. And in order for you to do absolute values, you have to be really good with everything we've been doing so far. If you're weak on any of those parts, you will have trouble with this. So when you work with us, so guys and gals, it's Noah time. Your favorite time of the day. Here is how it works. Now, the symbol for absolute value equals I believe that's when the first time you saw absolute values. Absolute values is given by the symbol 2 vertical bars. That's what it is. And you were taught in grade 6 that if you have a number, let's say the number is 3, absolute of 3, back in grade 6. Megan, what's the absolute value of 3? What's the absolute value of 3? Ooh, not -3, not 9, it's simply 3. Absolute value of -3. It is 3. See, so what the absolute value does is it turns negative values into positive. It turns positive into positive. It doesn't do anything to positives. So I'm going to write a little star. Absolute values turns negatives into positives. See, but it leaves my positives alone. That's what absolute does. Now, in Math 12, 95% of the time, it only affects this star. In most cases, not all cases, absolute value only, because I'm going to make this a bit simpler for you guys, affects the y value. This is important. A lot of people focus on x. In most cases for Math 12, you only focus on the y value. For example, if I give you this, I'm going to give you a graph. Here's my graph. My graph would be a simple W. It's a simple W. Now, this is called y equals to f of x. They're going to ask you to graph y equals to absolute f of x. One thing I want you to focus is this. Look where the absolute value is. It surrounds f of x. And in this case, you're only going to focus on the y coordinates. So wherever it's a y, negative y coordinate, I'm going to highlight for you. You don't focus on the x, only where it's negative. So would you agree, this is the only part that's negative y. There's one more part that is negative y. Right here. These two pieces are the only two pieces that's where y is negative. Now some of you questions know, what about this part right here? That's positive. Even though you're in the negative x, focus on the y coordinates. Guys, imagine what it would look like if I'm gonna make all these pieces positive. So take a minute and just draw it in for me. And to help you out, I'm going to just give you, let's say this is, I'm going to give you some key points. Let's say this is -2, -2. Let's say this is going to be 2, negative 2. Okay, just to help you out, just to show you a bit. If I'm given key points, I want you to tell me what is the new value going to be if I do absolute value of this. Negative 2. See, it's not 2 because it only affects the y coordinates. Repeat, negative 2 becomes now what? Negative 2 comma 2. So guys, plotting 2 and 2. Well, I'm going to say negative 2 and 2 is right there. Then I'm going to do the exact same thing for here. This is going to be 2 and 2. And it's going to be right around here. So what we're going to do, we're going to just draw it in. See? And when you draw it in, now I can erase. So what your true graph looks like is going to be this. Voila. Did I have too much? No. That's right. See guys, see all these negative pieces, done. They turn to positive. I want you to draw this. Again, just a bit practice with absolute values drawing. Again, let's say this. Here. And I'm going to give you some key coordinates. I want you to practice with key coordinates. This is the key. Okay. Let's say this one is going to be a 1, negative 3. 3, negative 3. And you know this one. I'm going to give you is negative 1, 3. And this one, negative 2, 3. Guys, this is y equals to f of x. I want you to tell me y equals to absolute f of x. Practice with your coordinates. The key is coordinates. I only focus on the negative pieces, which is this piece. Nothing else. That's the only piece I focus on. And I notice I use key points. Negative 1, negative 3 really becomes 1 and 3. Okay? Nothing changes. My x value stays the same. Only thing that changes really is the y value. And when I draw my graph looks like that. So if you draw this out properly, and it helps you erase it because it's too messy if you don't. You get a little V formation. Voila. The next question is, what's the order? What's the order? Oh, I remember to put the sign. What's the order? And we're gonna do this. It will make no sense, but I can explain it to you at first. Whoa. It will make no sense at first. Inside. That's the order. Inside, absolute, outside. I'm going to give you a question. Y equals to absolute 1/2 f of negative x plus 1 minus 2 minus 5. You're going to write in English the correct order that happens. I'm going to pause it. Nisha, what's the first thing that happens? Vertical compression by 1/2 is correct. Okay, nothing too bad. Keep it simple. Kieran, what's the next thing that happens? Reflection in x-axis, which is correct. Oh, whoa, not x, y-axis. Oh, is it? Yes. Ryan, what's the next thing that happens? Which end? Tell me. Left, right, up, down? left 1 is correct. Okay. Bikram, what's the next thing that happens? Down 2. Giselle, what's the next thing that happens? Sorry? No, we were done the inside. Once you finish the inside, we're going to focus on the absolute value. So we're going to write down absolute value of y. Okay, once you finish inside, we're going to do absolute value. Once you finish absolute values, you're going to go to the outside. Paul, what's the last thing?
Graph it.
Nope. There's only one number left we haven't worked with. Down 5. Okay. So I'm going to give you a question right now. Point. 7, 10 lies on f of x. I want you to tell me what is our new point if I work with all this stuff. So now, once I have this down, I can actually apply.
Can we get an even number?
For what? We go through this. And I'm going to write down 7, 10. I could do the next one. 7, 5. And I do reflection, which is 7, negative 5. Whoa. What's going on? Wrong reflection. I was waiting for that. Why isn't it net negative 5? Because it's in the y-axis. When you reflect in the y-axis, the x changes. So really, I was waiting to hear someone say that. So that should be negative 7. Left 1. Down 2. So this is going to be negative 8 and 3. Here's the next one. Absolute value. Negative 8 and 3. You see, nothing changes. Why? Because it only affects the y-coordinates. If my y-coordinate is positive, it still stays positive. I can't do anything to it. The x value is negative, but remember, it only affects the y-coordinate for now. Then finally I go down 5. So my new coordinate is negative 8, 5. Voila. Oh, whoa. No. Bad, Ryan, bad. Give me the wrong answer. Bad, Ryan. Negative 8, negative 2. Now a lot of you are going to say, Mr. Snow, doesn't absolute value make it positive? The answer is yes, but because there's a final shift at the end, it could have a negative answer. That is how we do it now. Now, last thing I'm going to teach you is how do you graph. And this is the most important part. How do you graph? Write this down, star. Graphing absolute values or ABS value. Okay. You must, this is crucial right here, draw graphs. There is no shortcut. Do not use a point system where you say, Mr. I'm going to choose key points and I'm going to apply the whole thing in one shot. It doesn't work. The key is you have to draw multiple graphs. First graph is the inside graph. Then finally you can do the outside. It is crucial that you do it in this exact order. So on average, you should have 3 graphs when you do absolute values. Turn to page, and I'm going to walk you through this right now because a lot of you are going to have issues if you don't. Turn to page 19, please. Page 19, we're going to work with 3b. Actually, not 3, to save I'm deciding. Let's work with 3C. 3C. The first key thing is I'm going to pause it and go load up 3C. So I'm working with 3C right now. And this is your graph. First thing is I want you to write in English what happens inside right now. Inside. See, I start with inside first. I'm going to go inside. Well, apparently inside I see there's a horizontal compression by half. No tricks to it. By 1/2. Monica, what else happens? Down 2. So, another mistake. That's actually up 2, Monica. So, key things. What we're going to do right now is choose key points. 1, 2, 3, 4. Apply your horizontal compression and up to on these points right now. See, notice I'm not doing absolute value. I'm going to do that next. You have to do this in many shots. You can't do it in one shot. Horizontal compression by half, up 2. Again, I'm going to write down key points. This point is going to be -6, -2. -2, comma, 2. 4, comma, -4. 6, comma, -4. I'm going to find all the new points now. I'm going to start with -6, -2. Compress it by half, and then I go up 2. So that's -3 and 0. I want you to put a dot at -3 and 0 right now on my new graph. So -3 and 0 is right here. Do this for the next 3 points for me, please. Okay. There's no shortcuts to this. This takes a lot of work, but you be dead on accurate in the end. -2 and 2. Again, I did the exact same thing. This gives me -1 and 4. I put a dot at -1 and 4 now. Why is it? -1 and 4, put a little dot right there. Okay. I do the next one. 4 and -4. -4, exact same thing, no tricks. So this is going to be 2, -2. Finally, one more. 6, -4. That becomes 3 and -2. We're going to plot all these points right now on your new grid. And it's probably best if you do it in pencil. 2, -2 is right here. 3, -2 is right there. So right off the bat, I can see my nice curve. Okay, just keep it simple. And it's going to look something like that. Something probably like that. And like that. Agree? Now, I'm only going to focus on the negative parts when I do the absolute value. A lot of students make error when they focus on everything. So I'm only going to focus on this piece right here. That's the only piece I'm going to focus on. So guys, I want you to do the absolute value of this piece. And really, I only have to focus on these 2 points right here, which is 2, -2, 3, -2. I'm going to do the absolute value now. And go ahead and find the new points if you did absolute value. The new points is going to be 2 and 2, 3 and 2. Plot my new points right now. I'm going to plot this to my new points in. And my new point is going to be 2, 2, 3. So guys, finish this picture for me. And erase the bottom piece and tell me what you would get. Okay, I'm going to pause it. So now, I'm gonna graph my final one. So my final graph looks something like that. And if you look at your answer key, that is exactly what it looks like. If you do this in one shot, by going from this point and doing all the absolute value, you will never get this picture. You'll get some weird picture. This is the reason why I said absolute values you're going to do in 3 separate graphs. Guys, gals, your work. We're done. Oh, I won't have time for that today because bell's going to go soon. So, page 19 and 20. But in addition, I want you to have a long break. I want you to review something for me. Oh yeah, good times. Page 15 to 17, and that is extra practice on SRT. Page, you should be masters of this by the time we get back. 15 to 17. This is actually a review of SRT. If you're weak on it, work on this. Yep. This is absolute values right here. Or I call it ABS value. Sorry? Yep. Guys and gals, you should be able to do every question. I've taught you how to do everything now for absolute values. Absolute values, like I said, is very simple.